Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 with another Transformers video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a long-awaited figure for me, the Transformers Monster Hunter crossover Rathalos Prime. I believe it's also called Lyolus Prime, but we'll take a quick look here at the box first. And here we have the outer sleeve. Transformers collaborated with Monster Hunter, Rathalos Prime, Takara Tommy product, issued in Japan, and the outer sleeve is pretty much just the same thing on all the different sides. So we're just going to go ahead and pop it open and pull out the actual box from inside, and we have some beautiful artwork here. Just absolutely stunning artwork on this box. Just looks amazing. And I do think this is just an actual render of the figure. I mean, obviously they've spruced it up quite a bit, but like you could see all the different like hinges, and you know, it is the actual figure in this picture. So we got Monster Hunter 20th anniversary, 40th anniversary Transformers, T-Spark, Synergetics, yeah, Lyolus Prime, Lyolus, I think I'm saying that right. Japanese legal jargon. We got the different modes there on the side. We got some words and stuff and things. T-Spark, Synergetics, Transformers, Monster Hunter. More of those logos. And then on the back we have our product shots. And yeah, looking good. But that's it for the box. Now we can take a look at the figure itself, and my goodness, is this just an amazing figure. So to start off, like, let's just admire the amazing paintwork they've done. The red has just this sort of like shiny, it's not really a metallic finish, but it does have a nice sheen to it. And we do get full paint on those wings, and boy does that just look so good. I know my camera's not going to do it justice, but it just looks so nice with all the different paint apps there on the wings. With, you know, you got that sort of tan here, then you get all that red, and then the black markings just really looks so good. We get the black thorns here along the wings, a little spike here and the thumb spike there. Get plenty of spikeage on that tail. Come around here to the front, and we do have plenty of paint there on the head as well. And he does actually have a little bit of blue there for the eyes, so you can kind of see that on my camera. And do open his mouth, and he does have a painted inner mouth. Just really good. And if we come down here, you can start to see some of the robot bits. And I love that the bottom of the wings are painted slightly different. Like, they still have the black markings and the tan, but it doesn't have the same red hues along the entire bottom, which is really interesting. And you can kind of see his weapons here in the tail, but it's not terribly surprising. We've even gone so far as to tip the tips of the claws with paint. Just really nice. As far as articulation in our beast mode here, he does get a hinge here on the leg. He kind of gets two, one here and one here. Ball joint at the feet, so you get plenty of movement there. You get a total of 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 hinges here in the wing, and you do get a pivot here for this part of the wing that can go that far out or fold all the way in until these two parts touch. So you get some articulation there in the wing as well. You also get a joint in the neck, so you can move his head up and down, and as you saw, he does have an opening mouth. You also get a hinge at the head, as well as a swivel. So you get some nice posability for the actual beast mode, which is really nice. So we are going to do a couple of quick comparisons here. So first, let's compare him with a Seeker Jet. And you can see he has a very substantial wingspan. Very nice. So it does compare nicely. And we definitely want to compare him with at least one other version of this Air Razor mold. So here he is with the Takara Premium Pterosaur. Give you an idea. And he is actually quite large, considering that he's essentially a deluxe figure that's been retooled. And he is very much a heavy retool. In fact, I kind of want to say he's more of a revamp more than a retool, because there are a lot of extra little bits and stuff in here. Like, the overall transformation is essentially the same, but there's some new bells and whistles and even like some serious improvements. Like, it's not just a retool, it feels like a revamp of the mold. But I think that's everything to cover here for the Rathalos Beast mode here. So I do think it's about time we transform him. So first thing we are going to do, we'll just bring these wings all the way up just to give us some clearance. We are going to come here and wiggle this sword off here. Just kind of get there, and it does, it actually pegs on here, but yeah, we get the sword off. Then you can just take this part of the tail off. It is also on a peg. Excuse me. Then we want to come here and bring the legs out to the side, untapping them. Then we are going to sort of bring them down like so. We just want to straighten these legs out, straighten them out. Then we are going to come here, and you just kind of want to grab the upper chest, you're kind of by these shoulder pieces, and then just sort of pull back and unhook the whole back piece here. And then we want to lift this whole head assembly up. And one of the things I mean by like they've changed some stuff, you can see the fists here are actually stored in a similar but different manner to how the original molds do it. Because the original molds, the fists sort of like tuck in to like the sides, but here they actually wrap around and store within the body. So we actually want to lift those out and pull these out to the side. Then you might be seeing a little spoiler there, but you bring this whole thing back on the double hinge, and you want this big post to actually go into this hole here in the neck, like so. Actually, before we tab that in, we do want to rotate the legs around. It'll just be easier to do it now. Then come here, we are going to rotate the legs 180 at the thigh. Then we want to come here to these ball joints and rotate the feet around. And then we want to open up these panels on his shins and bring them out and around. And that'll give him some blue to his feet and legs, giving him that Optimus Prime sort of look. Then we are going to bring his arms down and just sort of orient them and straighten them out. And now these pieces here on his thighs, you can leave them there, you can rotate them down and make it sort of like more leg armor, but the instructions say to take them off and actually put them here on his arms, because the other versions of the mold always had like blasters or something there on the arms. So there is that, and I do think that they look good either way. They basically feel like extra pieces of armor. Whether you want skirt armor or like gauntlet slash forearm armor is up to you, but there's that. And then for the wings, we just want to bring that in, came untabbed, and just kind of wrap these around with their hinges and sort of give them the skirt armor look. And this doesn't really tab in but you can kinda use the hinges to get these sort of silver pieces here to like slot into this sort of hollow piece here on the wings if you want. So you do have some options for how you orient that, and I do like it to look sort of like a big armor skirt. It does sort of fit with how Monster Hunter looked. But there essentially is your robot mode, and he does look very nice in robot mode as well. And there are some new details uncovered. You know, we got all this silver on the chest. Of course, we got the helmet, which they actually gave him some spiky bits here on. It's sort of hard to see, and the dark blue kind of blends together a little bit. But here on his cheeks, where those vents normally are, there are a couple of horns. Just have a couple here on the top of his head crest, and a couple big ones right here on the back of his head. So he actually has some black horns there, but still does look very nice. He does have painted blue eyes, but it's only like a shade lighter than the actual helmet, so they don't pop as much. I think they should have gone with a brighter blue, sort of like what they used on the actual beast head. But we also, you know, like I mentioned, get the blue on the legs and on the feet. Do get some silver hair and the skirt, and of course we can give him his weapons. So if we take the shield and this peg that it was plugged in with, we can just bring that down and plug that into his hands. If I can get it to go in. Why are you fighting me? There it goes. Jeez. And then the sword, that spike that was the tail, will just slot right there into his hand. And I do like that they gave it a nice sort of like forged hot glow. And I do believe this weapon in the game is the charge blade. I really should remember, because I did play Monster Hunter for a while and I did use this weapon because I know it like turns into an axe and stuff. I really should remember what it's called. I think it was something along the lines of charge blade. But still, it's very neat. And speaking of turning into an axe, it does do that as well. So if we take this, fold that bit up, and of course that happened, and if we split this here down the middle, we can now plug the sword in to this tab right here, like so. And do be careful, these are just these are literally just like pegged on, so if it falls off, don't worry. But I do wish that they held on a little bit tighter, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. But there we now have the charge blade axe form, so that is really cool. But I am going to take that away for a second, and we are going to talk a little bit about his articulation. So the head is on a small ball joint. You do get some wiggle waggle. You kind of get some back and forth with that the sort of platform it's on. It doesn't really lock in completely, but it's fine. We do get some, just move this wing out of the way. We do get some up and down with the shoulder pauldrons. We do get a bicep swivel. We get a over a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and we do get a wrist bend as well because of the transformation. We do get 360 at the shoulder. Again, these wings are the same, so same articulation there. We do get a waist swivel, and as long as you're careful about the collision, you can get 360. If we lift the skirt up, you can kick that far forward, you can kick that far back. There's a lot of back kibble, so we do get a full knee bend, and if you want, you do kind of get that ankle for chicken leg action if you want it. I think that's about it for that. He does have one more accessory you might have caught on to, but if we open this up again and come in here, he has a matrix that just pegs on right here, and it does have a notch in the bottom, and so it fits in a certain way. It fits in with the handles facing down. But he can actually put it in his hands and hold his matrix, which is really cool. I think that's really neat. I love that they actually included a matrix with this figure, and especially that like they actually found a way to put it inside the robot and make him hold it and all that. Like, I feel like they really went above and beyond with this figure. There's just so many cool little doodads about it. But we are gonna take that away again, and we'll do a couple more comparisons here. So here we have him next to a regular deluxe and Cybertron Hotshot, and you can see he is a bit on the shorter side in robot mode. A lot of his size goes into those wings, so it makes sense. And then, do I have a Voyager? No, I don't think I have a Voyager in robot mode over here. But we will put him next to somebody else who flies, Hearts of Steel Starscream, so you can see how he stacks up there. Here we have the steampunk fantasy next to the swords and magic fantasy. So, I mean, I know there's not actually like swords and magic, but you get the idea. It's basically a dragon. Come on, give me a break. Speaking of fantasy and stuff, there is kind of a secret third mode to this, which I absolutely adore, and I ordered the silver version that they announced as soon as that one came out too, because like I just was already in love with this figure before I got it in hand, and I'm so glad I did order that extra one, because I'm going to show you this and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So if we open this up, and since we're here, we're just going to go ahead and put that matrix back, fold his head back in and close this up over it. Then I like to turn the feet around, close these shin panels, and sort of give him the chicken legs just a little bit here. And then this head on the hinge will actually fold all the way down, and then we have a Cybertronian Dragon Knight here. And I just think that looks so cool. And of course we can still give him his weapon. Just like, I just think that looks so cool. That is just so cool. And I'm probably going to display my silver one like this when he finally shows up. Because like, is that not just like the most awesome thing ever? Like, I am absolutely in love with this figure. I hope they do more Monster Hunter figures now, because I would love to see some of the other ones. And I don't know about other Rathalos. I know there's at least a green one. I don't know if there's any other colors, but I hope they, do some more repaints with this. I mean, I know we at least got that silver one coming, so I'm excited for that. And I certainly wouldn't mind if they did this in a Nemesis Prime color scheme, but I don't know if they really want to do that, considering I don't think there's like a black Rathalos in the games. But I don't know for sure. But I absolutely adore this figure. I think this thing is just so cool. Like, I cannot stress enough how happy I am with this. And I'm really hoping that we get more of them. As far as a recommendation, I'm going to give this guy a 10. Like, they really improved on the original mold. The paint is great. The articulation is solid. You get a third secret mode. The beast mode is really cool. Like, there's just so much to love here. There really is. I think they knocked this one out of the park. It was already a pretty solid mold, and yeah, we've kind of gotten it repainted and retooled 1,000 times over. I mean, nothing like Sideswipe or, the Earthrise Megatron, but you know, we've definitely gotten quite a few of this mold in various forms. But this is just like the tippy top. This is the cream on top. They just knocked it out of the park. They really took this mold and cranked it up to 11. It's just so good. It's just so good. So yeah, if you haven't already ordered one of these, definitely go and do so. I do believe he's still in stock in some places, and again, they are coming out with a silver one in the coming months. So if you didn't get the red one, you still have a chance to get the silver one. I'm pretty sure, like, he's worth it. Just go get one. So I'll stop fanboying over this now and go ahead and wrap up this review. So this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.